Hello, this is Gloria from Glow Creations. I want to show you how to easily set up your shimmery wall to make it easy for you to transport and install at the venue. So I bought a bunch of shimmery wall a while ago, but I found myself not renting them as much because they are hard to set up and install. So I bought some plywood from the store that I had cut in 4 foot by 4 foot pieces so that I can easily transport them. You can do this in a 4 by 8 in like two 4 by 8. But I cut mine into 4 by 4 pieces. So as you can see here, I am stapling my shimmery wall panels to the plywood to make an 8 by 8 backdrop. You will need 64 pieces of the shimmery wall panels. So I'm stapling them onto the 4 by 4 pieces. I'm stapling them individually and then stapling the panels onto each other. I am making sure I'm only using the staple through the hole that's already there. Makes it easy to staple. Um Video is kind of blurry here. I was filming while working. So as you can see here, my staples were a little long, so they came out from the back of the wood. So I think I got some tape. I got some white duct tape, and I taped the back of the panels so that they don't hurt while I'm transporting, because this can become very dangerous. So I went ahead and I taped all of the areas that I stapled. I double taped them. um so I double tape all the areas. So that is a 4 by 4 foot piece. So I am done. I staple all my 4 pieces, all the 4 by 4 pieces. um and now we are at the venue. I am installing. So I use my upright. So two upright, one crossbar. So I got my drill here. So I'm drilling through the plywood and running my zip tie through it and attaching it to the crossbar. Because the uprights that I took to the venue are a little bit, taller than me, I needed some help to hold it while I stepped onto the chairs to attach it. So as you can see here, one person is in the back running the zip tie through for me. But if you use uprights that are like 5 foot or 6 foot, you can do this by yourself. You wouldn't need help. But because my uprights are already tall, I needed some help with this. So I attach the pieces, and now I drill through the sides and attaching the sides too with zip ties. So you notice here the backdrop is not, I haven't raised it yet. So I'm adding the balloons to the top, and then I'm going to also attach the happy birthday neon side sign. This would have been way much easier if my upright was a 6 foot or a 5 foot. That way, I wouldn't even need help. I wouldn't need to step on anything. But I believe these uprights were like 7 foot tall. So yeah, make sure your uprights are adjustable and they are 5 foot or 6 foot, and you would not need help or step on a ladder to do this. So I attached the two pieces, making a 4 by 8 in the width. So I'm going to raise the uprights afterward and attach the bottom pieces. So I'm making sure I have all my balloons done to the top. That way I wouldn't have to go higher, much higher, because the chair is only taking me so far. I'm a shorty. So I think now we are fixing up the balloons and attaching the sign. I think I am. So Same thing with the sign. I am basically drilling through the plywood and running a zip tie through the sign and attaching it. So that's why I took the drill to the venue to do this, because it's my first time. I believe the next time I'm going to attach this, it already have the hole and I'm just gonna run it through. But it's my first time, so I didn't want to make any mistakes. So I used the drill at the venue to make sure that it was where I wanted it to be. So we raised it, and now I am attaching the bottom part to make it 8 foot tall. So again, I'm drilling through the top pieces and the bottom piece. Zip tie, I'm drilling the bottom. I felt like I could have, I could have added a couple more zip tie to make it tighter, especially being that there is a window in the back and the light is coming through. But overall, look nice. Next one I'm gonna do is my black shimmery wall. That one I'm even thinking about painting the wood black before stapling it, onto it, to make sure that everything blends in. Removal was easy too. I didn't video the removal, but the removal part was also easy. Basically, it was up like this. I just cut the zip tie from the bottom, pieces. I took them apart and then pulled the upright down and then cut the top pieces from the crossbar. And since the pieces are 4x4, I was able to transport everything to the car myself easily. um if you can leave it as a 4x8 pieces, but it is heavy and not easy to transport if you work by yourself most of the time. Sometimes, usually when I'm doing events, I work with a team, but sometimes I'm just doing, rentals. And when that happens, I work by myself. So make sure if you're working by yourself, ideally have an upright that is like 5 foot or 6 foot. That way you can set up the two top pieces first, raise it, and then do the bottom pieces. Like I told you, so yeah, like I told you, now I'm looking back, I could have used a couple zip tie to make sure that the pieces are all nice together, especially on the sides. I only use one zip tie on top and one on the bottom. So use more zip tie if you needed it to. You just drill through. And also when you are drilling or using staples, make sure that you don't drill or staple directly onto the shimmery wall. Drill through the holes, or staple through the holes on it. So this is the final look. I think we added a couple more balloons later, but basically, use more zip tie if you need to. But this was it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.